What's up? This is Jay and Amber, and we're back with What's the Word, episode 4.
Yeah.
So my girl wanted to do a spooky one in the middle of June. I don't know why.
It's always spooky season.
She says because Halloween's...
It's midway to Halloween.
Yeah, so it's mid-Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why So what did we do this weekend? Tell the people.
This weekend, what did we do? We just really kicked it. My mom came over, and I know that I think it was last week or the week before we told you guys that we were gonna do like a spooky episode.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
So we were talking to my mom about it, and she was just like, oh well, she started telling us like what she had experienced like a couple months back at some place in Palos Verdes, and I was like, damn, like it would be cool to go right now. Like the weather was just good for it. It was
gloomy, kind of like wanted to rain.
Yeah, it was like gloomy, so se prestaba el weather. And she's like, we should go, and I was like, yeah, fuck it. My brother was here, we all went, the kids. So we all took off, and that place is nice.
So it was,
but it's like hella creepy.
Palos Verdes? What is it called?
It's by like the lighthouse. I don't know if you guys have been there and have seen the lighthouse or the gazebo on top of the country club. That's where it's at.
It's kind of like passing San Pedro.
Like probably like what,
25 minutes
15 20 minutes
away from there. Yeah, it's cute. It's a cute little thing. So they went to go do some nasty stuff over there.
Okay, no. So this is what happened when my mom and my stepdad were first dating or whatever.
They went to go fuck.
No, they didn't. I guess that's where my stepdad would take my mom, like, to go talk. He's very romantic.
Romantico.
Yeah. And con música romántica.
There's still a few of those left.
Yeah, that's good. Anyways, so she said that he took her there one time, so that became like their spot. So they were hanging out, I guess, and one time they were there, but at night. And she said that there was probably like, it was their car and a couple other cars.
And the cop?
No, the cop wasn't there yet.
Oh, okay.
And she said that they were there, whatever. So that they got off the car, like to look at the water or whatever, because you're like by a cliff. So it's like a big ass cliff, and then there's like nothing, and then you just see the water, like a cliff. So she said that they got off and that they were there talking for a while, smoking, and that she was like, she told my stepdad like, hey, do you hear that? And he was like, hear what? And they both like stood quiet, and she said that they heard like a girl yell for help, that she was yelling for help, and she just kept saying help, 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 but at the bottom of the cliff. And that shit is high, huh? It's like it's
pretty high.
It's really high.
So like you look over the rail, it's just plants and rocks, and like then like going down. On the left side is where the cliff and the rocks are at. So it's like a big cliff, and the water, there's rocks on the bottom, and the rocks are hitting the rocks, and yeah. It looks creepy as fuck.
Yeah. So she said that she had seen her, but that she had her phone, and that her flashlight was on, I guess, and that she just kept like waving it like help, help. So then my mom was like, what the hell? So she thought that she was tripping, but then my stepdad heard it. So then my mom's like, you know what, like, let's get the fuck out of here. So when they were getting in the car, the girl was already like on top of the cliff, kind of.
She was hearing help, and they looked down, and they said they seen a girl like way down there by the cliff where the rocks were. And I guess they wanted to go. Alvaro wanted to go to help her. She's like, no, fuck that, let's go. So they started walking towards the car, and they heard help again, but this time
she was closer.
Her mom said it sounded closer. So they looked down again. She was a little closer, and it happened like 4 times. I think, yeah, when the last time we finally got in the car and they were driving out, they saw this bitch in a white robe.
But she said that what she was wearing, it was like if she came like from an asylum.
Yeah, she had like a white robe. It looked like crazy. It looked like all baggy and crazy. And then when they were driving by, there's a path. There's like a little path.
You had to pass that path in order to get through the exit.
Yeah, like a little rock path. And that when her mom turned, she was right there.
But she was like, what, like a good 3 feet off the...
Yeah, a good 3-4 feet off the ground. She was floating. So she got fucking scared, and when they were leaving,
they seen a cop passing by, and they
told the cop that someone was there asking for help, and I guess the cop knew what the fuck. Like, he said, "Fuck that," and he just bounced.
Nobody came back, and they just took off.
Yeah, so she told us that story, and we're like, "Fuck, that sounds like a good little thing."
Yeah, that's the story that she told us, and I was like,
that sounds like a good adventure, for the pod. So we went, like, fucking went ghost hunting. We went with that. We all went, and it's fucking pitch black, and the way to get up there, it's fucking some weird ass roads. You have to go do all this bullshit. Scary. Yeah,
like Jay was driving on the way over there, dude. We had a freaking heart attack.
Yeah, I felt like I just felt weird. So we got there and it's pitch fucking black. Like, you can't see shit. You can't
see anything. Like, you have to have your high beams on.
Yeah. So we got there and we wanted to do a little investigation. So me and Alvaro started walking down.
Alvaro's my stepdad.
Yeah. We seen the path and fucking went through the path. And you walk through the path and it's going towards the rocks. So when you're going, it's pitch black. All we had was our flashlights from our phone, so you could just see what's in front of you. So we're walking a little bit, and Alvaro starts getting like scared. Like, you could sound he's hyperventilating. He's getting scared. He said, "You know what? Fuck that, Jay. Let's go." But I thought he was just bullshitting, but he sounded fucking scared. Like, so it's like, damn, this shit really happened to them. So fucking we jammed, and then we all went as a group. We were going further and further down, but it was just fucking creepy.
Yeah, like the further down you would go, the weirder the vibe would feel. Like, I don't know, it was creepy. It's nice though.
Yeah, it is.
But it's beautiful. It's scary.
It was nice. There's rich people up there, but I guess, I don't know what, the fucking ghost, they don't mind it. I don't know. It was just creepy. And I was reading the story, and this lady, it was from 1955. This lady, I guess, she found out her husband died. He was in war, and he died in a shipwreck. So she committed suicide and she jumped off that cliff.
Oh, shit.
She jumped off that cliff.
Because we're right there where you go, it has the story of the lady, but when we went where the plaque is at,
it's all rusted. Yeah, it's all rusted. You can't see
the story's not there anymore.
So I read it, and yeah, I guess she goes looking for her husband right there. I was reading before she was in the night in the light. The light. That they'll see her roaming around in the light.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know, now she's down there or what the fuck. But low-key I wanted to see her, but good thing we didn't. Oh, and the weird thing is that we came back home.
Oh yeah.
I found some scratches in my fucking arm. And the weird thing is that I had a sweater on, and when I got home, I took off my sweater. I had all these scratches on my arm.
Well, I don't know. I don't think you guys can see them.
I had scratches in my arm, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, it was just weird, man. That was just a whole creepy day. And we were supposed to go to Turbo Canyon to go to Gravity Hill, and then go see the
Gates of Hell.
The Gates of Hell, but we got lost and we didn't know how to get there. So that's the next episode. So maybe that episode we'll vlog it, and then we'll podcast.
It was a good night though, and then we seen a coyote too.
Yeah, it was just
cool.
creepy. It was a creepy
last
night.
Minute. It was cool. What about your stories? Do you have any stories, like scary stories that's happened?
Scary stories? I have a shitload, man. A lot. My cousins know. Even Kimberly put in the comments last week to talk about my grandma's haunted house in Michigan. There's a couple stories there that I didn't really have much stories in there, but my family did because they've been living there for 40, 30 years. Yeah. Supposedly, there's babies buried in the bottom of the house. So, like, at a certain time, certain days, you could hear babies crying.
How true do you think that is?
I don't know. Like I said, I never heard it. But I never heard it. But I did see, like, a couple of weird shit there, but I've never heard babies. And my family said that one time they heard the Llorona there when they were kids. Because back in the day, I guess, in the 80s or something, or the 70s, I don't know, or way more, there used to be a river that used to cross from their house, East LA, down from that, like, next to them or something, I don't know. And that they heard the Llorona. And then my grandma got scared. All the kids ran, my tios and tias ran to her, and they were just creeped out.
That's the scary part, is that when you know you're not the only one that heard it and everybody else heard it.
Like, too. You think you're tripping,
but then it's like, what the fuck do you do? If that was me in a house like that, Sorry. Hell no. I think I would have moved out.
Well, a lot of shit happened. And my tia Patty, she has the one scary thing is a fucking doll. I'll see if I could put up a picture of it.
I've seen her in pictures. I've never seen her in person.
So she has a doll that's probably like a good 3 feet tall. She's like bigger than Chucky, but she's like a female, an old ass doll. She named her Patricia. There's like a couple stories there, and I didn't believe it. Like, that's bullshit. But one time they were talking about the doll, and my dad was pissed. So there's a story that when my dad was smaller, he was asleep, and he turned around, and my grandma used to live, there used to be a little hallway. So when he turned around from his sleep, he said he seen the doll walking, and the doll, I guess when the doll seen that my dad was up awake, I think the doll turned around and turned its head and looked at him.
Like fast or just like slow?
Yeah, just I guess, I don't know. And since then my dad was scared. And
imagine. Yeah, because every time we bring it up, your dad gets mad.
Yeah, he gets mad.
He's like, don't talk about it. Don't talk about
he got scared, like, and one time we were gonna bring it down, he was fucking mad. Like, my dad don't get mad.
No, he doesn't. He's very sweet.
He doesn't get mad, and that day we were gonna take it down, he was fucking mad, like talking shit, like he was gonna leave. So that was that one. Like,
a bunch of your family members have seen it walk.
My cousin Tony, he was smaller too, and back in the day, my grandma had a washroom in the back. It was a washer by the restroom, and there used to be a door back there. A shit of things happened in that door. Tony was walking to the restroom, and he seen the dog like trying to get out, like moving the thing. And when the dog seen Tony, she just like dropped down again. And Tony can even tell you that story.
Damn.
And then one of my uncle from Mexico came.
Which one?
I don't think you don't know him. My tío Angel. He's like a musician.
Oh.
He came from Mexico, and he went to go visit. And I don't know what happened, that he went somewhere too, and he seen the doll. But my tío, since that day, never went back to the house, never talked about it. I think he told somebody, and that's it. But other than that, he never went back to the house. He never talked about it, never nothing. And trip out that my tia said that it looks like she's aging. She has like callus in the bottom of her fucking feet. And it's weird because she's just
sitting there.
Yeah,
They don't move. They literally don't touch her. I've been with this guy for 8 years, and in those 8 years, they probably only brought her down maybe once, but I've never seen her.
I was gonna be a little bitch to put her here as a prop.
No.
But my tia said nah, because you don't want to take the spirit to your house, and that's true. Because my tia, I don't know what the fuck she is. She's a bruja or what, but back in the day, she used to play with the Ouija board. So I don't know what spirit fucking. I think this is Annabelle 2.0, but Mexico version or something. I don't know.
La Juanabel.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just creepy, man. There's a lot of things happening in that house.
Oh, dude, I remember one time not in the Michigan house, but at your grandma's house.
The new one?
I remember that I was washing in the back because at our old house, we didn't have a washer. So I remember I used to go wash at his grandma's house. So I remember one time it was late at night and I was washing and I was waiting for this one to come out of work because I think at that time we only had one car. And I was waiting for him to come pick me up. So I was washing. And then Carelli, his cousin, came out, and we were talking or whatever. And then we were talking, right? And then we hear a knife or some kind of utensil, like that they threw it at. I don't know if it was at us or if it just fell.
Something metal?
But it fell. So then I told Carelli and I was like, hey, did you hear that? And then she's like, what? And then I was like, it sounded like somebody dropped something or they threw something. And she's like, no. And then I was like, oh, okay. So we were talking again. And then again, the same thing. So I was like, what the fuck? So then she was like, what the hell? Did you hear it? And I was like, you heard it too? And she's like, yeah. So I was like, what the fuck was that? So then I told her, I was like, well, let's go check. So we went to go check. But we didn't find nothing on the floor. Like nothing that could have possibly found. We turned on the light, we turned on the flash. Well, we went to go check what it was, and I seen somebody coming out from the front of the house, like from the porch, going down the stairs, and like it looked like it was coming towards us. So I thought it was your grandma because it was like short and it had like light hair, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, why is Petra gonna come out? You know, she wouldn't come out. There's no reason for her to be outside. So I was like, what the hell? And then it just stopped. And then I turned around, and then when I looked back, it wasn't there anymore. So I was like, what the fuck? And Carelli's like, what? And I was like, I swore I just seen your grandma come down the stairs, and she was going to come, like, towards us. And she's like, went if the door didn't open. Like, I didn't hear the door, but you know how you can hear it?
Yeah, you can hear it's all rusty,
like rusty
and shit.
And then she's like, no, she didn't. I was like, dude, I just fucking seen her. And it looked like she was going to come, like, towards us. And then she's like, nah, dude, like, you're tripping. So I was like, what the fuck? So then we kept walking. And then freaking Juan walks in. He opens the gate. He's like, ¿Y ustedes pendejas qué están haciendo afuera? And I was like, oh, fuck, you just got here? He's like, well, no shit. I just walked in.
Yeah, Juan used to get out, like, at 11. So you were there late.
Yeah, it was late.
And trip out, the scary part is that where my grandma lives, there used to be a mortuary in the back. Mm-hmm. And now it's a dentist.
That's where my daughter goes to dentist.
Yeah, so a lot of creepy shit happened back then. Right there.
I don't know. That fucking house is just creepy.
No, yeah. One time, too, me and Juan it was just me and Juan, and everyone went out to party. And it was just me and Juan. Juan was in his room, and I used to live with my grandma, and I used to live in the living room. So one time, me and Juan was, like I said, we were by ourselves. Everyone was out. My tia Patty, Vero, everybody was out at a party, like 2, 3 in the morning. And I woke up to go to the restroom, and when I got back, I went back to lay down to sleep. I hear people I hear something in the back. Like you hear
like people talking?
No,
or like just moving stuff?
We hear like footsteps and chains, like fucking chains. Like I was tripping out, like what the fuck they bring chains? It sounded like they were moving chairs and had chains and chains. So I was like, oh, probably they're back. But what tripped me out was that you didn't hear the gate. When you open the gate at my grandma's, you could hear it. Mm-hmm. But I didn't hear that, and it was quiet. These fucking drunk hyenas would have came. They would have been fucking laughing. But they probably went to so I was just thinking they probably went to the back to drink, because we used to do the bonfires back there to drink. And so I'm just right there, like 5-10 minutes pass. I'm like, oh, they'll probably come inside right now. If they come in, I'll go outside and kick it with them and drink. 20, 30, 40 minutes pass and nothing. And again, we hear it. I hear it. And I was getting kind of creeped out, but eventually I fucking fell asleep. And then the next day, Juan comes in and we start talking. And he tells him, what the fuck were you dumb bitches doing in the back? I think at the time, my tia Rosa came that time too, so I thought they just wanted to drink. And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, weren't you guys in the back moving all this shit? And they're like, no. I'm like, I told him, fuck, you heard that shit? He's like, yeah, like I heard chains and all this shit. The fuck you bitches doing with chains? But it wasn't them. And it was like me and Juan. You can even ask Juan, like, fuck, he remembers that night. And we were just fucking scared. My ass never got up to check, though. I was like, fuck, if they come invite me, I'll go drink.
You still don't get up and check. Hell no. I remember one time, too.
I'm a bitch.
At our Maywood house.
Don't let these tattoos fool you.
At the Maywood house. I remember we were asleep, right?
Al Agostini's.
Yeah, and then freaking Sammy starts barking, and I was like, what the fuck? But this little shit, she barks at anything and everything. Yeah,
the old Maywood house. We used to live in the main street, so we just thought it was someone passing by.
People passing the house.
It was like 2, 3 in the morning.
But it was late. No, it wasn't like, it was pretty like 1. And she was barking and barking. I was like, what the fuck? Like, Sammy, shut up.
Barking at the window, huh? In the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
But she wasn't going in the kitchen. She was like waiting, like barking outside before getting into the kitchen.
Mm-hmm, so by the doorway of the kitchen. And we were just like, what the fuck? And we kept telling her, Sammy, shut up. Sammy, shut up. But she wouldn't shut up. She was just barking and barking. And then this one's like, well, get up and check. I'm like, hell no, you go. I'm not about to fucking go check. Did I see something? Mm-mm.
Yeah, I didn't get up. I'm not stupid. I seen too many movies. Like, the first one to go check dies. So it's like, go and I'll go ask for help.
Yeah. Teamwork.
Yeah.
Nah, but the Maywood house, I think that's the only time that I experienced something like scary. You?
In Maywood?
Yeah.
Or ever? Because you have stories.
No, in Maywood.
In Maywood? No, I don't have that many stories in Maywood.
It was just probably just that one time, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, I never heard anything.
You know which is the scariest ones, and they say you shouldn't because they're so pure? Seeing kids ghost. That one's scary. I got a story one time. We were taking care of this little girl named Gia. She's all big now. She's not a little girl no more.
This was before my time.
Yeah, way before your time. She was maybe like 1, 2 years old. We used to live it over there in Downey Road, right next to King Taco, in front of Sandra's old house. And I was right there watching the little girl. It was me, Gia, and we used to watch Gia's little sister too, Celeste. But Celeste was maybe like 7, 8. She was a little bigger. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So she was in Juan's room and I was in Veto's room. So it was me and Gia, and I was in the bed. And there's the bed, the TV, and Veto had a closet. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. But the closet was mirrors. Ooh. Like mirrors. So there's a sliding door and there are mirrors. Mm. So I'm right there on my phone. So I'm on the phone or watching TV. I don't know what I was doing. I'm looking down. I think I was on my phone. I was looking down on my MySpace or Moco Space.
Whatever it was.
Whatever it was. I was probably hitting somebody up because I had so much game back in the day, you know?
You better shut the fuck up.
Nah, so I was on my phone and mind you, Gia was down here playing with her toys and shit. I see her and like I'm right here on my phone and I feel someone behind me. I feel like a breathing. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I turn and I see a little girl, like it looked like one of those fluffy dresses. Those old school fluffy dresses when people used to wear. Mm-hmm. So I look quick and I'm like, fucking Gia. But I didn't react till I was like, I looked up and Gia was right there.
And you were like, what the fuck?
I was like, what the fuck? So when I went like, I swear to God, I turned fucking still, like, it was gone. I got up, got Gia, ran to the living room with Vero. And I never told Vero this story till right now.
Till right now?
No.
Or not that long ago?
After? Vero never said to me that she's seen someone before until I told her that. And I didn't tell her what the little girl was wearing. And then Vero told me, one time I seen a little girl too walk by from the kitchen to the restroom in a dress this high. And I thought it was Celeste. So I was like, fuck, I just see the same little fucking girl like behind me.
Oh my God, how scary.
Yeah, so like, fuck that. And one time at the Bell Gardens house, I was asleep. We used to live in the back in the house, mm-hmm. in the garage, but it made it into a house. Mm-hmm. I used to sleep. I used to have my bed, but I used to like sleeping in the couch. So I used to sleep in the couch, but I used to always like sleeping on my left side.
Mm-hmm. Like you do
on my right side, looking at the couch. So my back was towards the TV and everything. Mm-hmm. So I remember one time I was asleep. This is like probably like 14, 13 years old. Mm-hmm. I was asleep and I turned around on my left side. I open my eyes and I see this little fucking kid. And it says something, but I couldn't move. I didn't fucking move. I couldn't move. It says something, and then it just little by little started just
fading away. What did it tell you?
I don't remember. It said something. I don't know if
stop being a bitch.
I don't know if it moaned or damn for you fine or something. Or, I don't know what the fuck this little bitch said, but it was creepy. That's twice I seen fucking little kids.
No. Have you ever seen something here?
In this house? No.
Or heard anything?
No. I'm not scared here because my Tio Pin, I know he's taking care of me right here, taking care of us, but I haven't. Have you?
Yeah. Twice. Ooh, girl, boy. Fucking stories in this fucking house. I remember when we had first moved in here, we were laying down. Oh, it was on that couch actually. We were laying down, and I remember, so Jay was asleep. We were watching TV, I think, but he was like on one side of the couch and I was on the other. But it looked like, for those of you guys who know what scissoring is, it looked like we were like scissoring because our feet were like we were like kind of crossed like in between our bodies. So we were just our lesbian thing. So we were like this, and I know worst example ever, but I mean if you guys get the picture,
my girl's bad at examples.
Yeah. So then
we were scissoring.
Anyways, so we were like that, and I remember that I opened my eyes, but I couldn't move, and I was like, what the fuck? And I was looking at Jay. I guess I got sleep paralysis or whatever, because I was looking at Jay, and I was like, I don't know why I thought.
Oh, that day. Yeah, I remember.
I don't know why I thought blinking was gonna.
She tells me, "Fuck, stupid." Like what?
Why don't you wake me up? I was blinking. I don't know. I thought that the blinking, maybe he would like see me blinking like a lot, and he'll be like, "What the fuck is wrong with her?" But he didn't look at me, nothing. I was like, "This motherfucker." So I remember that I kept blinking, and in my head I was yelling like, wake me up, like I can't move. And then I just knocked back out, and when I woke up I was like, you fucking asshole, you couldn't wake me up. And he's like, why? I was like, I think I had sleep paralysis, I couldn't fucking move. He's like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to know? And then, well, that was at 1. And then I remember también when we first moved in, I don't know why I thought he was in the room, and I was right here in the kitchen. And I was like, I seen something like pass from the hallway going into our room, but white. But I thought this dude was wearing like a white shirt. So I was like, what the fuck? So I was like, babe, I need help with something. And I was like, babe. And then he didn't say anything, or he didn't come in. And I was like, he didn't come help. And I was like, what the fuck? So I go in the room, and I swear to God, there was nobody there. But when I seen them, that person, it looked like they had like a white sheet, like a thin white sheet over them, and they were just like walking, but not fast, but like slow, like to a point where I could see it, but I don't know what it was. Until this day, I still don't know what it was. And then I get a shitload of like sleep paralysis here.
Sleep paralysis is creepy, man.
It's happened to me, I think maybe like with you, being around you, it's happened to me twice, and then by myself once. And I remember one time, because he leaves to work like around 3 a.m, so I was laying down with the baby, and I remember that I woke up, but he was already gone. I woke up, and then I was looking to my side, but I couldn't move. I was asleep on my side, but I couldn't move. And I just opened my eyes, and I seen like a dark figure like just go around my bed, like from where on his side, and it just went around like that, but slow. And then, well, it was out of my eyesight, so I couldn't see it anymore. But I tried getting up, like I thought that the baby would move, so the baby would move, so that maybe with that, I don't know, I would be able to move.
Gonna fucking wake her up.
Well, fuck, I need to wake up.
Like, we're gonna know you have sleep paralysis.
Well, fuck, I don't know, move something. And then when I didn't see it anymore, all I remember was that I heard something whisper, wake up. And then I just knocked back out. And then I woke up. Oh my God, I was so scared. I think I texted you, no?
I don't remember. I
think I texted him, and I told him, dude, I just fucking had sleep paralysis.
The only place I used to have sleep paralysis every fucking time was Juan's room, right there in East LA, where he's at now.
I don't know how he can sleep there. It's fucking creepy.
Every fucking time when Juan used to go to work in the afternoons and my bum ass wasn't working, all I did was just play ball. In the mornings, I would go to his room and watch TV.
Or knockout.
All low key, you know. But by the time he gets home, I'm already gone playing basketball.
You're probably watching Juan's porn, huh?
Yeah, I was watching this Girl Gone Wild. He claims that they're not his, but he has some good porn. Shout out to Juan and you and your fucking perverted ways.
He was holding it for a friend.
Yeah. So every time I used to be in that room, I would knock out because his room is fucking cold, and I love sleeping in the cold. And he has a comfortable ass bed. So every fucking time, I swear to God, I would sleep in that room, I would get sleep paralysis. And it's always when I sleep on my back. And every time I would get it,
it's not sleep paralysis, it's just that you're a fat fuck.
I can't sleep. So I would sleep and I get sleep paralysis. And the scary shit, when I would get it, I used to see shadows in his room. Like just black shadows everywhere. And sleep paralysis is fucking creepy because you can't move. And like, it's funny because when you finally can move, you go,
you can get out of it like right when you're in it.
It takes me a little bit, but I could get up.
Like, it doesn't knock you back out and then you wake up?
No.
Oh, I can't.
And
it's always happened, even at my mom's. When I would get it, I would just go back to sleep, and then I would wake up and I'm like, fuck, what the fuck happened?
No, I would try to get myself out of it, but it's like, I just feel like I'm like, and finally,
like heavy?
Yeah, finally get out of it. Yeah, I weigh like a good 120 with that, and I feel a little heavy, you know. But yeah, in that house, I used to get sleep paralysis.
That shit, for anyone that's had it, it feels ugly.
They say supposedly the demon on your chest.
Nah,
that's what I read.
No, supposedly. I looked it up and it said that it's because your mind wakes up faster
than
your body.
Yeah, your mind's up and your body's asleep.
Yeah, so I was like, fuck. Like, I seen some girl where she's like, yeah, like that she can control her dreams, and I was like, bitch, How? Like, you have to be an expert sleeper.
That's what that movie, The Conjuring, is about.
Controlling.
No, Insidious. Yeah, where you
sleep paralysis or
you control your dreams. Your soul could get out your body and you could go into people's dreams and different dimensions and shit. That's what it is. And sometimes people don't come back to their body, so they die.
There's real quick, there's a podcast that I used to listen to because I'm done with it, but I put him on.
Oh yeah, that podcast is fucking creepy.
And there was one where it talks about sleep paralysis, but she was fucking with it. There's a certain name for people who practice leaving their
it's not
body.
Lucid dreams. No.
Calmate, fucking tentacion.
No, it's not him, Dick. It's the fool that died.
Who? He died.
No, the other fool.
Well, anyways,
forgot his name.
We were right there. And that I was listening to it. Sorry, I was listening to it, and then this girl, she's like, yeah, that she practiced leaving her body, so that I guess when she was doing that, like in her dreams or outside of her body, she made like a friend, I guess, and it would just like take her further and further away from her body, so that on the third time that she tried, she went back, but that something else was like trying to get in her body, and that she was fighting it like, no, like this is my body, and she would try and go in and it would take her back out. Yeah, see, until finally she did that and she stopped. Yeah, that's
cool.
Yeah, hell nah, what the fuck you
leaving your body and going places?
Nah, but that's scary. But that's, so far in this house, that's all I've seen. And is that it? Yeah, I think that's all I've seen and heard. Oh, and when we first moved in, when I would hear like footsteps or like the knob from the kids' room, I would hear it move.
I used to hear that in my grandma's house back in the Michigan house too. There used to be some steps in the back. They were all wood. All fucking creepy. Mm-hmm. And you would hear like footsteps pop, 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 pop going up the steps, and then like messing with the doorknob.
Dude, it sounded like your thing went off. Your singing bowl.
Was that what that was?
You heard it too?
Yeah.
You heard it, right?
Yeah, I heard it.
Oh my God, I'm going to cry. You heard that shit too? It's but really low. It sounded like it just went ding.
Yeah, I heard it. That's the first thing. Oh, shit. Okay. Then you want to cry?
I'm scared. Hell no, because the scariest shit always happens to me.
I fucking lose my train of focus. My train of thought. What was I saying? Yeah. Oh, okay. So those steps, they would go up, and then that's creepy. I did hear it though. That's why I looked over there. That's why I looked. Yeah. So they would like fuck with the doorknob, but I don't know if it fucked my family. My wife's family has a damn curse fucking following us, because always my grandma's houses.
It's Patty.
It's always my grandma's houses. Is the Michigan house, the fucking one over there in by Downey Road, and then the new one right now. Well, not new because it's been there for like fucking since 2006, but the new house. You know. Yeah. One time too, I was sitting down in a bucket, my grandma's fucking plastic bucket that she has.
The forever bucket.
Right there, right in front of the kitchen. My grandma has a curtain, remember? Mm-hmm. So I'm sitting down.
That's at the
house right there.
House?
The Dozier house, yeah. Sitting down, and I clearly feel someone on my fucking tap my shoulder. I remember everybody was there that day. My dad, Patty, Juan. Because everyone, you know how everyone goes to my grandma's house to fucking kick it. Excuse me. And I felt someone tap my shoulder. I looked back, and no one was there. My ass really got up and jumped. And like, what the fuck was that? Like,
that house is creepy.
También con Julian. Rest in peace, Julie. Me and him were outside the house drinking, like always. We drink back in the day. Mm-hmm. We were drinking. We were right there in the porch, on my grandma's porch. I think we were gonna go somewhere, so we were pre-drinking. Mm-hmm. And like I said, back in the day, my grandma had bushes when you would walk into the doorway. There was bushes, and we're talking, me and Julie, and we look forward. We hear the gate open, but we didn't hear it close. And we're looking forward. Hey, Sammy girl, you scared? We're looking forward, and we see a shadow peeking out of the bushes, going in and then out, in and then out. And me and June like, what the fuck? You see that? And he's like, yeah, what the fuck is that? So me, being the man I am, I tell him to go check.
You fucking stupid. I thought you were gonna say you were gonna go check. I was like, okay.
So he goes first, and we both go, and we go there, and there's no one there. Okay, so me and Julian go check, like I said, and no one was there. Like we clearly seen like someone peeking out and peeking back in, and it was nobody. Like that house is just fucking creepy, man. There's more stories, but I want to save this for another podcast episode for Halloween. But tell me yours.
For that one, I think it was a duende, but anyways. No, I remember one time my mom had she had a best friend.
Can't be a duende because me and Julian are fucking old. Duendes get kids.
No. Look at Letty. She's seen duendes too.
Her kid did.
No, she did.
But it was coming for her kid.
Oh, she's still seen it.
We don't have kids there?
Manny? Well, I remember one time there was this lady who used to live across the street from where my mom lives now. Her name was Yoli. She was like real best friends with my mom. Really, really sweet lady. And she had passed away from cancer. But we were really close to her. Like, she helped me. I was a teen mom, so she helped me raise like my daughter. Like, if I needed anything or if something was wrong with my daughter, she'll be like, oh, ponle esto, hazle esto. Y así. And I remember when she passed away, I was so scared of her when she had cancer. You know how cancer changes people, like they look
changes your,
like
you look
get skinny.
You get like,
well, this lady,
sucks you in. You look dead.
I loved her very much, but she looked just so scary. Like she had long hair, like her face was sucked in, her eyes were just like popping out. Like it wasn't her anymore. So
like a zombie,
like scary, like some shit
might
you
as well
see
call her
like, no, like
zombie.
some shit you see in the movies, like the scariest shit you could probably imagine.
Like that one from
Rachel,
like that from that one. She still can't watch that.
I can't watch that
movie.
But anyways, fuck Rachel, and she's scary. And she was like, oh, she passed away or whatever. But when I went to go see her in the hospital, like she would look at me like dead, like a dead stare, like just at me and like not anyone else. And you know how when someone stares at you like that, or when you're scared, like it makes you uncomfortable.
Like, bitch, stop looking at me.
Yeah, like it just made me uncomfortable. Like
I'll drop kick you. I don't care how old you are,
and
bitch.
I was like, down, like look at someone else. Look at my mom.
You should have went boo, bitch.
Nah. So then she passed away at her house. So I remember.
I'm just playing, Yoli. Don't come haunting me and fucking pull my feet or
no. So then we were at my mom's house when I still used to live with her, and one of the neighbors in that little vecindad, we all grew up together. Like we literally grew up together, and we were outside. Like we used to like to get outside. Who across the street?
Across the street from you.
Yeah, in that house I showed you.
Yeah, that creepy
right
one.
there.
The one in the corner.
Yeah. So we were right there outside of my mom's house. And we used to like to kick it, like all of us, and drink and fucking de vez en cuando like say scary stories, you know. So I remember that night we were saying scary stories, and then one of the guys goes, oh, because I used to take my mom to work like around 4 in the morning or 3 in the morning, and they're like, fuck, like good luck leaving to take your mom to work. Like what if she, like what if you see her like in the back of your car? And I was like, fuck her, like don't say that. So then sorry, Sammy. So then we were there, whatever. So then we went inside. Yeah, me tocó like to take my mom to work. So then I went and I go get the car. I'm warming it up, and keep in mind it's parked in front of her house. So it's like she's in between two cars. And I'm in between two cars, and we live on a hill. Well, my mom lives on a hill now, and the house is like going up some stairs. So to get to the front of the house, you have to go up like a shitload of stairs. So I don't know why something told me like turn around and look. And when I fucking look, that lady's right there standing, like just standing with long ass hair.
And she's dead, remember?
And she passed away. This was like I think months after. And I look, and she's just standing there, like just looking at me. And I look back, and I was like, fuck, like.
And you sure this wasn't a dream?
No, I fucking hit the car. And I look back, and I see her again, but she's getting closer. Like, she was on the front porch, and then I seen her. She was like halfway by the steps, and it's a shitload of steps. So I was like, "Fuck, I got time." So then
this bitch will fall.
I got time. I got a couple more times to look before she gets like near me. So then I'm over there, like trying to back up, and I look, and she's getting closer and closer, and I'm like, fuck, like I gotta stop looking, you know? So then I back up, I hit the car behind me, I hit the car in front of me, and I just like, I'm like this.
Like, to see you crying.
Yeah, like I'm just over here fucking like crying and backing up and going forward, like trying to get out because it was a tight spot. So I was like, fuck. So I did that, and I fucking busted a U-turn once I got out, and I went up, and I got off the fucking car. I didn't even lock it. I went inside, and I told my mom, and I was like, dude, like don't go to work. And she's like, why? What happened? And I told her, and she's like, are you sure it was Yoli? I was like, who else was it gonna be? Like,
yeah, you see, it just sounds like it just sounds like it won't never happen to anybody, you know?
Like, why would I lie about some shit like that? I was crying, and I was like, dude, like, I don't give a fuck if you work or not. And I'm like, but dude, just don't go to work today. And then she's like, but are you sure it was Yoli? And I was like, why am I gonna make this shit up in front? And then Yoli, out of all people that just passed away. And then she's like, are you sure? And I was like, okay, who do you want it to be? I'm like, who? And then she's like, no.
Even if it wasn't Yoli, I just seen
somebody.
Yeah,
I seen somebody. And then she's like, no, because the neighbors had been saying too that they've been seeing somebody up there, but that they don't know who it is. And I was like, well, it's fucking her.
It was already how she looked all zombied out, or how she looked before?
No, when she passed away.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so that made it even scarier. I was like, yeah. And I was like, what is this lady going to tell me? I was like, whatever it is, I don't want to hear it. Tell somebody else. There was that one.
Was she wearing a white robe? It's always fucking
No, it wasn't white. It was like well, kind of like an off-white.
They got to stop burying people in scary shit, because when they come back,
that's the family's problem, shit.
When I die and you bury me, put me in my Celtic jersey. Look,
I ain't gonna put you in shit.
And don't burn me, dick. If you burn my ashes, it'll be like cute little ashes.
Nah, I need a fucking dump truck. Nah, but there was that one, and then I remember one time too. Huh?
Fucking dick.
Whatever. And I remember one time too. My dad had just passed away. I don't know what is it when people just barely pass away.
They like visiting you, or what the fuck?
Fuck, I guess. I remember that I was in my room at my mom's house, and I was asleep, and my brother was over there like, oh no, my brother was asleep, because me and my brother like super close, so he used to like to sleep with me.
That's your baby.
Yeah, that's my baby. So then he was asleep, and I was on my phone. I remember who I was texting, and
it wasn't me.
No, I think it was you. It was around the time, yeah, because my dad had just passed away when I had met you. Tenía un poco, like a year. And we were right there, and I was laying down, so it was me, my daughter, and my brother. So the foot of my bed faced the door. So I remember that I seen the door just like crack open dude. What was that? Please tell me you kind of farted.
No. Did you quit?
Did you hear a door open? Did you hear a door open?
Just keep telling your stories, dude.
Did you hear it? I'm gonna cry. Did you hear the fucking door?
That you are crying.
Did you hear the door?
Yeah.
Did you hear it? Tell me you fucking heard it too.
I don't know. I heard something.
I thought you farted.
Tell me you didn't fart?
No, but I heard the door like kind of like creak a little bit. Like it opened up a little bit. And sorry, I was laughing too much.
This girl's she's on her period, guys. So.
And no, I heard the door like kind of like creak open a little bit, and then the knob, like the chapa, was moving, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Chapa, fucking knock a
whatever,
doorknob.
The fucking door. The doorknob was moving.
Chapa.
So I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Mom," like the only person that was in the house other than me and the kids was my mom. So I was like, "What the fuck?" So I was like, "Mom." And I kept saying, "Mom, mom, mom," and nothing. So and I was like, "What the fuck?" So and I called my mom, and I was like, "Hey, dude, like, are you trying to come into my room?" And then she's like, "No, I'm already asleep. And then she's like, "Why?" And I was like, "Because I heard someone trying to open the door. Like, they're wiggling it. Like, the door's open, but they're just wiggling it." And then she's like, "No, it's not me." And I was like, "Well, can you check?" And she's like, hell no, you get up and check. So then all I hear is my mom get up and her big ass footsteps. Like go to her door, close it, and lock that shit. I was like
and she was locking out her 50 locks and shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she has the shit little locks on. Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, oh hell no. So I got up and I just closed the door. That was one. And then there's this other one. It's scary, but it doesn't have to do with ghosts, but it's just the timing of it was weird. I remember one time I was house sitting for my Tío George.
That is not a ghost story.
No, but that shit was scary when they fucking broke in. I'm over there praying like, oh, Dad, if you're ever around, like, give me a sign or I would want to see you. And then I turn around, there's someone at the window. And they're trying to fucking break in the house.
That's just an intrusion. That's not a
scary.
fucking ghost story.
What other ones are
I hope we did not fucking bring a stupid ghost with us.
From where?
From when we did our fucking little adventure in the weekend. Because I clearly heard my fucking Tibet bowl.
You heard it too,
I heard it.
Did you hear the door?
I don't know.
It's kind of like squeaked when I said, oh, the door was like kind of open. And you just hear... I don't think the...
It was probably Tony.
No, I don't think the thing will catch it. But I heard your singing bowl.
Yeah, I did. I heard a ding. Because when you tap it...
It wasn't outside, huh?
No. Maybe I caught it in the thing. I don't know.
I don't know. But that's fucking scary.
So I like watching ghost shit when I go to sleep. Like before we go to sleep, we've been watching. We've been hold on. We've been watching Nuke's top 5. That shit's fucking dope. One of my homies introduced me to that shit. That's just dope. Like
that's scary. That's just dope. It's like, if you guys don't watch it,
it's called Nuke's top 5 or top 10. It's on YouTube. Oh, it's whatever. So we watch scary shit, even documentaries. But I could watch that during the day. But like, or even maybe sometimes in the afternoon, like when it's getting dark. But once it's time for me like to go to sleep, I'm scared, so I have to watch cartoons. I swear to God, like, fucking, let me watch cartoons so I can forget all the scary shit I was just watching. So it's either The Simpsons, Family Guy, Rugrats,
any
Hey Arnold, cartoon. Yeah, any cartoon where I watch a couple episodes, mainly Family Guy because they're funny.
They're funny, yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm cool, but. It never fails. Every time I watch something scary, I gotta watch cartoons. And fucking yeah, it's creepy.
Like the Exorcist movies, he cannot watch.
I cannot watch those fucking movies. Like, I remember when I first started going to Angie's house in Moreno Valley, and every time I would sleep there, I was scared of sleeping towards the stairs.
You thought you were gonna see somebody come up?
No, I always thought it was to be that bitch, the Exorcist, which used to walk back from she was like a spider, like. Oh, when she used to turn her head, I cannot watch no Exorcist movies. Like, that's one thing.
Like that, like I think it's pretty fucked up. Like that people make like movies of like the exorcism of the Pope.
That one was cool. Oh, the Exorcism of God. Juan wanted to go watch that. I was like, dick, I'm not religious, but I know that's fucking disrespectful as fuck.
That's fucked up.
Like I won't get scared with Michael Myers, Jason, none of those because I know they're fiction. If I watch like ghost movies based on true stories, like Insidious, kinda, The Conjuring, Exorcist movies, those I can't watch because they're based on true stories and that scares the fuck out of me. Annabelle wasn't that scary. That was a stupid movie. The Nun was a fucking dumbass movie.
The Nun, when it came out what did it come out in? Insidious?
Yeah, Insidious was cool, but when it had The Nun, like the actual movie, it fucking sucked.
Yeah, but that shit about God.
The Exorcism of God, I still haven't watched it.
I heard it was good.
I wouldn't watch it.
But there's a word for it, no, blasphemy? That's what it's called when you mock God. Blasphemy?
I don't know. I'm not religious. I wouldn't know.
No, it's not. Well, no, I guess it's a religious thing, but that's fucked up. Like, to make a movie like that. Which one's a movie where they made and then people were dying? Was it that movie where the little girl, Poltergeist?
I never was a fan of that movie. You know what movie?
I've never seen it, but I've heard people say it was good.
You know what movie was creepy when I was a kid when it came out? The Blair Witch Project.
It was.
That one and The Others. I don't know why the fuck The Others was scary to me.
I think it was the old lady. That's crazy. That movie's crazy.
I don't know. Like I watched it not that like a couple years ago when I was older. I was like, why the fuck was I scared of this movie? But I think it
was the thudding when they're walking and then it goes.
No, I think the scary part was when the little girl goes the grandma goes into the daughter like, what are you talking about? I am your daughter. I was like, oh, click, fuck you, bitch.
No, but I think the one that has me right now is, which one's the one with the dancing boy?
Insidious?
Mm-hmm, that one? And Pet Sematary.
No, Insidious, when it first came out, fucking movie was creepy, dude. Especially that stupid song, Tiptoe Through the Tulips. That movie was fucking creepy, man.
Those are good movies, though. We should go to Angie's and watch scary movies.
Yeah. So we gotta go for Halloween because Angie loves fucking Halloween, too. She loves Halloween season.
I'm like a big Halloween fan. Halloween, like the season or holiday, and Halloween, like Michael Myers.
The last one sucked. The last two sucked dick like my girl. They fucking sucked.
Well, they don't suck that bad because I haven't been sucking anything. So.
You've been sucking your teeth because you don't shut the fuck up.
I'm gonna fuck you up, dude.
It was fucking stupid, man.
It was. I only watched it once.
I seen they're making another Scream movie, Scream 7.
It comes out.
That's one movie.
It comes out in summer.
That's one movie that did actually like the Scream franchise. The new ones were pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, they're cool. Mm-hmm. But
the last one,
Jenna Ortega, they're fucking hyping her up too much, man.
She's good.
Yeah, she's hyping up too much. They got to bring back Cindy Prescott, the original fucking.
Speaking of bringing back, now that we're towards the end of this episode, next week we're bringing back early 2000s.
Next week?
Mm-hmm.
I want to do a Pride episode. I want to talk about this shit. And full, what do you say? Full what?
Well, I don't know what the fuck you're trying to say. Spit it out.
Just a heads up. Parental
discretion
is advised. We're going to talk about some gay subjects where people are going to get pissed. But
these are our opinions.
Then again, this is my point of view, my opinions, freedom of speech. I don't know what fucking president or whoever the fuck said that. Yeah, the freedom of speech. I'm going to take my rights.
Wasn't it Martin Luther King, fool?
Was it?
No, he's the one that had a dream.
He had a dream. He didn't say freedom of speech. I don't know.
Somebody.
I didn't go to school. But,
anyways.
Yeah, that's a subject we're going to touch for Pride Week.
Wasn't Pride over? Wasn't Pride like this weekend?
Pride Month. Pride Month. But next week, yeah.
Early 2000s, and then before the end of June, we'll bring in, on the last week, we'll bring in Pride. Or what we think of. I don't know. We'll come up with the fucking topic.
Next week, the topic is... One of my homeboys put it up on the comments. Shout out to Dre. I know he watches. He's the one that gave us this topics, ideas about early 2000s, back in the day, how music changed, the culture, the clothing, cell phones. We need to talk about this a lot. Music, how even like racism and everything just changed now, man. And
it's a new era.
Yeah, it's a new era, and some of it's good, some of it's bad. I hate this era. Hate the music, hate the fucking clothing.
But we'll leave that for next week.
But yeah, so let's tune in
next
week. Like I said, this episode was just to get our midway Halloween vibes on, and when Halloween comes, we'll do more. We'll have guests telling their stories. If you guys want to come out, let me know. And like I said, last episode, you guys want topics to talk about. Well, for us to talk about topics, go ahead and write them in the comments below. And we'll get to them. We put our emails last week too. And thank you guys for watching our mental health one last time. That one was a touchy subject. We weren't sure if we should have brought it out or not, and I kind of held back a lot because I didn't want to get in trouble for everything I was going to say, but I kind of like did a clean version myself. I don't know about you, but yeah, we're about to wrap this up, and
that's it.
Yeah, that's it. So
thank you guys for watching.
And thank you guys for coming back and supporting us. I'm Jay.
And I'm Amber.
Well, what's the word? Deuces.